Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, that was fun.
I had a feeling
Oh,
that might happen.
I told you guys right at the beginning it was going to not work, didn't I? I knew there was going to be an issue today. Oh, it's so frustrating. Oh, Elon, get your shit together. Oh my
I
gosh.
know. It's okay. Listen, Isaac and ASG, we kept it going without you. Don't worry.
And I could hear and I could hear you guys. And
Ah,
I kept clicking my mic on and off, and then I was like, well, I don't remember like how to go out and come back in without ending it. So I tried a couple of things that didn't work. So I was like, I just got to end it and start all over. Um,
right. But we
Here we
were,
are.
so if you heard what we were talking about, I want ASG to continue his thought because he really was sharing something
Yes,
valuable. He
yes.
had said that you're really not bluffing enough until you're caught bluffing. And then go ahead, continue, ASG.
No, I'm just saying, like, it's a tough thing to like mentally deal with. Is like because it's so you never like it's so uncomfortable to say like, oh, I lost this tournament because I bluffed away all my chips because this person called. It's so much easier to say, oh, I got coolered, or like when your chips get dwindled down, it's it's easier to say like, oh, the cards weren't in it, rather than I made this bluff that could have worked, should have worked, works this many percent of the time, but this time it didn't work for me. So yeah, it's an uncomfortable thing to say. So therefore, people don't bluff enough in a lot of
Right. And
situations.
I'll tell you, isn't the ultimate most believable bluff one where a player puts themselves at their entire tournament life at risk? Because then it's like really hard to comprehend. Can this person really possibly be risking their entire tournament life on a bluff? Right? And that's when the best compliment you can give yourself as a poker player, and I take big pride on this, and I take big pride when I hear my students do this, is to put people in the think tank, right? When we put them in the think tank, well, if we're online and they're using up all their time banks, we're playing poker, aren't we? Right?
Hell yes. I
So,
love
yeah,
it.
and it only has to be right, half of the time. The other time, it's okay.
Yeah, because I'll be honest, that is what happened to me when I played the main for the first time ever last year. Is I like really thought this guy was bluffing, but it was for all my chips, and because it was the main, and I had a few backers, and I didn't want to say, oh, I called off all my chips with second pair.
Mhm.
It got to me.
Yeah, it could get dicey. It really, really could. But hopefully, when by the time like if by the time we're in that situation where we're shooting out the bluff, by that time, if we do put somebody in the tank, that means we did our homework and we picked the right target. And uh, we do it online. What you said is very true. How often online do we show a bluff, right? So you don't always have to be caught in a bluff. All you have to do is show one bluff, right? And then everybody knows you bluff.
Right on. And I'll tell you, for me, it's always, you love to show the bluff, but then you're like, oh, I don't want to show the bluff. And so there is a kind of fine line as to when you should or shouldn't, I think,
Yeah.
too.
Do I want to show I'm capable of bluffing, or do I want them
Yes,
to think I always have it?
exactly.
Right. And it depends. It's very situational depending on your table and the players. And now and I'm going to leave this thought for everybody off, okay? Because it's a bit of a tangent, but it's 100% like Joey philosophy, okay? What happens is that what's working, things are working, and what happens? We have a table change, and we forget that we have to start the story from scratch and learn the story from scratch. So even though that we're in that groove and things are working, we need to erase that from our minds and reset. And here's the deep thing right here. The player who masters table changers better than anybody else is most likely going to be at the final table. Why? Because out of everybody else, the players at the final table had the most table changes. They're inevitable. Yet every player in the world has that sorrow story. Oh my God, it's doing great, and then the table change. Get over it. Because if you can't master table changes, you're not going to make final tables.
Oh, that is so funny because, and it's so true. Last year, I was playing the ladies' warm up event, and I normally do not play when I travel. I haven't played on a travel day in years. And last year, I really wanted to play the ladies' warm up event. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take a nap after my flight, and then I'm going to do a late reg, which I did about 15 minutes before registration closed, which is also something I've never done before. I registered and played. And I think I forget how many times it was, but I want to say it was like 8 table changes. And they were all in my favor because I never had a blind. Like I was missing, like they would make me move and I was coming toward the blind. And then they would be like, you need to move. I'm like, okay. And then I would go to a new table and sure enough, here comes the blinds. Hey, Sherry, we need you to move. Okay. Like I think I dodged the blinds like 8 times and came in second place in that tournament. So I'm a living proof of what Joey just said. Oh, can you guys
But
hear me?
yeah,
I'm
I can hear
nervous.
you. I'll
Okay.
say, but also it's not just about your table change because I've definitely had a few times where I've seen a new player sat down and I need to remember, oh, that person didn't see that I did that compared to the rest of the table.
Right on.
Very,
Right
very
on.
true. So, with that being said, opposite of what everybody can ever think of, because everybody hates it, I'm manifesting a ton of table changes today because
I
that means
love
I'm
it.
doing something right. Okay.
I love it. Good luck
Mhm.
today, Joey. We look forward to
Thank you.
hearing how you and Colette do. Pardon me. Appreciate you and your lesson. Do you want to tell us real quick what your lesson is tomorrow?
Yes, I definitely could. All right. Wow. Tomorrow is day 11 of WSOP. How is
Whoop,
that even
whoop.
possible? Oh,
We only
so
have 43 more days of broadcast, people.
So this goes out to everybody that has not arrived yet in Vegas because you guys
Right.
only have a clean slate. And I wish those that I know who had to book their plane tickets home early would have paid attention to this. But bankroll discipline is freedom. That's
Love
the
it.
lesson.
It'll be a good one, I'm sure. Appreciate you, Joey. Now get out the door and go play some poker.
All right, you got it, my friends. Take care.
Bye. Thank
Mm.
you. All right, just a reminder tomorrow, Ilsa Zolti will be our guest, and she is a poker mindset and performance coach, a hypnotherapist. And yes, she has promised to hypnotize us like she did the last time. If that's not your cup of tea, it's okay. Listen in anyway, because I guarantee you she's going to give us some great hints about mindset and ways to get your mind right when you're going off the rails in a tilt. Her information last time was very useful. If you didn't hear it, please go back and listen, and definitely listen tomorrow. Also, Papa Poker is off tomorrow, so there's no Saturday with Papa Poker because he has a function he's going to be attending, but he will be back next week and joining us. So, and of course, Robert Turner's going to be here in just a short while. So I know that there is one hot topic this morning, and I want to say hello to everybody. I see Karen Berry, Exec Deck, ASG, Hayden, Ryan, D Man. Appreciate all of you. I know we've lost some listeners as our other space, the rug got pulled, but it is what it is. And unfortunately, I knew when I started that space, was trying to send DMs to people, letting them know the space started. And for some reason, the music went off and my microphone went on. And I was like, wait, I didn't do that. It did it itself. I knew it was going to be an issue day on here on Twitter, but here we are. So, hey, you guys, first of all, welcome, welcome, welcome to my speakers.
Hello.
Howdy.
Hello.
Appreciate all of you. I always want to say hello, even though sometimes it may take a few minutes to get to that point. But the hot topic this morning seems to be the hands where four cards were dealt on the flop by the dealer. Definitely an error in dealing, two cards stuck together. And there was a video of it happening, of course. And of course, there's all kinds of fury around how the problem was solved. And the four cards were dealt, of course, face, they were flopped over. So they ended up face up on the flop. And they were a six, a king, a five, and a four. And the two players' cards are faced up because one of them is all in. And it is ace king versus ace nine. So ace king is in it for his tournament life, and there's a king on the flop. Well, when four cards are dealt on the flop, you know, first of all, let me say they called the TD over, which they should have, and the TD asked the players what they're supposed to do to correct the issue, which is a problem because the TD, even though it doesn't happen very often, should never ask the players. They should just say, "Hold the cards. Let me go double check something." And just go look it up in the rule book. I mean, honestly, it's okay.
Yeah, it was the floor that asked that, and then he then went to his supervisor before he came back again.
Right. And so to me, the floor is the TD. So anyway, so he did ask the players first before he went to go get help, which is not, something that somebody should be doing. So anyway, um, the rule is that those four cards are turned over and scrambled around, mixed up, and then one card is drawn out, and whatever card that is remains anonymous, so to speak, and that's the burn card. The rest of the three cards now become the flop. Well, wouldn't you know, the king ended up being the burn card, which means the all in guy who had ace king now no longer has the winning hand at that point, right? So then the new flop is 4, 6, 5. The turn is an 8, and the river is a 7, giving the ace 9 a straight, taking out the ace king guy who was ahead on the flop, right? So anyway, it was unfortunate. And if you think about it, I mean, there's so many ways to look at it. ASG, you have strong point of view, so go ahead. I'm going to let you go ahead.
Yeah, so I thought it was pretty clear that the six should have been the burn card, in my opinion. Now you can say, "Oh well, the third," I think it was, and the entire table like agreed that the six should have been the burn. Now, if any cards were, it's definitely that two cards were stuck together.
Right.
So we know for sure that the 4 and the 5 should have been part of the flop, and it's just a question of the king or the six, in my opinion. So I have no idea why they're mixing in all the cards when you might have thrown out the 4, which was definitely part of the flop. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Okay. All right. Barry, you have any comments?
As long as they keep doing it the same way, it really doesn't matter to me which way they do it, as long as it's a uniform rule.
Right.
The deals are so bad, and between people eating at the table and the cards getting sticky and stuck together, there's no way anyone could know when the dealer counted 1, 2, 3 and opened the flop. Was the 1 and 2 stuck together, the 2 and the 3, the 3 and the 4? There's no way of anyone really knowing which two cards got stuck together. And then once he flips it over and he spreads it, he's reversing the order. So for everyone to just say, "Oh, the six," I'd rather just have him reshuffle.
Well,
Do
and
what they did.
right. And honestly, that's the most neutral way of doing it, right? That is the most neutral way of solving the problem. And for me, it just happened to be on a featured table that has the uh, RDIF, right? RDIF. as well as cameras, right? So we can't even depend on those two things because that's an unfair advantage that that table has those things the other tables don't. So you have to neutralize that as well because you can't use those things to help identify a problem or solve a problem on any of the other tables. So therefore, you can't use it on this table either. We have to be doing it consistently across all tables. And the rule definitely states the way they did it, you know, mix those four cards up, pick one card that becomes the burn card, the other three become the flop. I mean, that is the rule. We may not like the rule, but it is a neutral rule. It definitely neutralizes the entire situation. Um, so there you go. Go ahead, Barry.
The reason why that rule is bad or terrible or should be tweaked or changed, in my opinion, I would say those four cards get shuffled back into the nub and then you put a new flop out. Because if you just put one card on the side and then you use the other three for the flop, now we know that one king is out. Like we know one king can't come on the turn river because it's already been exposed. So that's why that's a bad rule.
Well, and I get that too. But then when you reshuffle all the cards in the nub with those four cards, then you're changing the turn in the river.
It's all random anyway, so it doesn't matter if it changes. No one has that extra information. Now,
Right,
how less likely is Ace King going to proceed in the hand if he knows he only has two outs now instead of three?
right.
For
And,
argument's sake,
Yeah,
well,
and
and
I just wanted to add, just because there was a special tweet about it, that RFID does not. I mean, yes, the cameras would help, but the RFID would not help this situation at all. The RFID only reads the cards that are on the flop, and it read all four cards. What is RFID going to do for you?
okay,
So
I'm going to tell you there's a way for them to access that RIFD and they know what order that whole deck is in that shuffler. So just yeah, there is a way for them to check that information and know what order they came out in that shuffler.
I thought that's what. I thought that was the one that they got rid of the deckmate 2 because it had that ability, and then you could hack it to know what the cards would be
Well,
like.
think of it this way, ASG. They know when there's a card short in it, which card it is, right? So when they only have
Uh,
51 cards in that shuffler gives an error message and tells them what card is missing.
it does. Okay, that's news to me.
So I'm just saying, I've had lengthy conversations at several different casinos about those readers. And so, um, yeah. Anyway, I think there's more to that little shuffler than people realize. And one conversation I had about those is they do, or can, I should say, can control what order those cards come out of that shuffler in. I have been told that before. Have I ever worked one of those machines or know the technology and all that stuff? No. I'm just telling you what I've been told. Just telling you what I've been told. So it's interesting to think about though. If that card reader can tell you what card's missing and you know that there's only 51 cards and which card's missing, yeah, I could tell you a lot of things. And so anyway, any other comments on it? Exec tech, did you have anything? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, at exact. Go.
Oh, nothing specific. I agree with Barry. There's an extra piece of information in there, so maybe a rule tweak would at least be a conversation point. It's just a
All right.
shame, but you're right. There's no way of knowing if that king was going to be the burn card. It's unlucky for the guy and unfortunate thing for it to happen, but that's poker. What are you going to do?
That's poker.
So
And
yeah,
let's
as it
not
turns
forget.
out, it
Oh, go
wasn't.
ahead.
I was just gonna say, as it turns out, it's not about whether or not the king would have been there. It's whether or not the 5-6 would have been there.
Right. I was going to say, and let's not forget the rest of the run out.
because it ran out
Yeah,
7-8. So as
right.
long as the 5 and the 6 were together, the ace 9,
Would
yeah,
have
the
won.
7 would have won with the
Yeah,
straight.
yeah,
Because it's not even like they hit the 9 at the end. No, they hit the straight at the end.
right.
Well, if, if,
100%.
if the king wasn't the burn, that means the other one was the burn, and that would have broken the straight, though, right?
Right. If the 6 was the burn, then that would have broken the straight. But I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
if they got rid of if they got rid of the king or the 4, the ace 9 wins.
Right.
Oh, the 4. Oh, yeah, you're right. I see. Yeah.
Well, didn't we learn that if you, sorry, Tech Tech, didn't we learn the other day if you play ace nine against ace queen, a nine always comes? So it doesn't
Yes.
matter ace king, ace queen, it's all the same. You know the ace nine is going to win.
So true. Go ahead, Kieran.
Oh, I just had a couple of questions. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, I had become disconnected. I was in my car. Yeah, I just had a couple of questions. It's intriguing. I had not heard about this issue, but I was kind of curious because you were saying they couldn't use the video. They were on a feature table, or how was their video? And you said by the rules, I guess they couldn't use any
Yeah,
video.
they were on a feature table. And so
Okay.
they're not going to use a video replay to make a decision about the hand, right?
Well, I
That's
don't
my
know.
point. Yeah,
I don't
that's
know
my
what's
point. Yeah, they
that's
don't. Yeah, they
that's my
don't
question.
use. Yeah, they do not use a video replay to make a decision about a hand, right? And they would never in this case because not all the tables are live tables. So you can't give an unfair advantage to a live feed table that has cameras that the other tables don't have, which is video, replay, so to speak.
Hmm. Do they do they ever allow like player videos to resolve issues at the table? Like, so, oh, I got a video of it here, like
No,
to resolve the
no,
action.
nope, nope, nope.
Interesting.
Maybe chip counts. Maybe.
Um.
Well, they will for a picture. If you go on break and you come back and your stack is screwed,
Hmm.
they will let you, show video or a picture of your stack to prove what you had for sure. But that's not during a hand, right?
Right. So if
Yeah.
somebody's standing there recording a hand just by happenstance, recording the table, which I guess they're not really supposed to do. But they would never allow that as
No,
proof. Okay, interesting.
no, no. And case in point, if you think about it, had that hand with Maurice last year wasn't it the Borgata? Where he won a hand that he shouldn't have. The dealer made an error. There was plenty of video of it, but people didn't realize it was an error until hours later. But had that been realized right away, they would have never went to that video to prove it. Unfortunate, but it's because then there's no videos at every table, so
Yeah,
you
yeah.
just
That
have
was
to,
my question.
yeah,
I wasn't sure
neutralize.
what the rules were about uh, video and using that. So, okay.
Yeah. And in a perfect world, every table would have automatic shufflers and you know, and be a live feed type table.
And just because it's my local area, it was Baltimore, not Borgata. But
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I couldn't remember where it was. Thank you. Appreciate that. I like it to be correct, not
yeah.
so.
But maybe during that Men the Master controversy with knowing who didn't pay what chips, maybe they might have had the video assist because of like that's really just showing who could have gotten.
Right.
Maybe that could have helped there.
Well, and you have to remember, wasn't it with Lissandro in that hand that somebody said he didn't put out his blind and in fact he did or something? And they
Anti-gate.
right, wasn't it?
Rod Freeman.
There you go. And they did go look at the video in that case because it did have to do with the chip. So,
Well, that's always an interesting question because, like, there are cameras everywhere. They're just better on the feature table.
exactly. Because those ballrooms are not poker rooms. They're ballrooms that we're adapting to play poker in, right? And so the cameras in there are way up in the ceiling and you get a general picture of, an area. And I'm sure there is zooming in capability, but really, what is the quality there? Come on. What is the quality?
Like
I,
like
What are
like
you talking about? I've seen
720,
movies you just say
720p probably.
enhance and then things happen.
yeah. Go ahead, Isaac. I'm going to go to you first, then we'll go to Karen and then Trampy.
Oh, nothing. Just catching up on what y'all talking about. Because yesterday I saw something about a dealer had mucked a hand when it was still alive or some shit like that. So I don't know if
Yeah,
that's what
we
y'all were talking about.
yeah, no, we talked about that yesterday, and the dealer let the player like pick up a handful of cards out of the muck and turn them over to find his own cards. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's spicy.
But what I will give credit to the opponent in that situation who had pocket sevens and the guy whose cards got mucked accidentally by the dealer, his cards were face up. So everybody already knew what his two cards were. So they should have been retrieved out of the muck, but not by the player, by the dealer or the floor, right? And so, to the credit of the opponent, he was like, "We all saw he had Jack Queen. We need to get him out of the muck." But then the player, the opponent was actually dealing in the muck, which is a no, no.
Okay, okay, makes total sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay. All right, Karen, go ahead.
Yeah, so I have a couple of things. So one time at Cherokee, they did go check the cameras, but it might be that they just have cameras in the whole room. I don't know what the setup is there. But the dealer had already kind of like mixed all the cards, and then two of us that are and like, wait a minute, we weren't even in the hand. Uh, didn't she have? I said, didn't she have a full house there? She didn't even know it. Like she, and because
Right.
I said to the guy next to me, why is this dude winning? Didn't she have a full house? And he goes, oh yeah. So then they actually did go check the cameras that time, but it might be that in Cherokee they have full coverage in that room. I really don't know. Um,
Was it a just a normal in the Cherokee poker room, or was it like in the big, like for the
Big room.
WSOP? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Circuit. Yes, circuit. So
Okay.
that I know because I was it, it was a fact. I was there
Right.
probably a year and a half ago, maybe. And then the other thing I wanted to say was I just texted Weinman during the space and I said, with RFID technology, because this is what they use at Showdown, does the shuffler know the order of the cards? The question came up and I wanted to ask you. He replied, some of the shufflers do. It has nothing to do with the RFID, but the shuffler itself. A lot of cheating scandals have happened due to it.
Yep.
Make their own tables.
Yeah. Right. 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 And there's obviously none of us are experts at it, right? But it's all things, stories we've heard or, been published or whatever, right? But the whole, and this, for me, the whole thing is what we're doing at one table, we have to be doing at all the tables. And so there's no way to have the shufflers, IFDs, the cameras, other than the normal cameras. I'm talking about TV, live feed table cameras that are zooming in and, you have a good perspective. We can't do that for all the tables. The enormity of the amount of tables, it's just not cost effective because they only host this once a year. And so it's just not cost effective for them to be able to put all that in place for once a year. So unfortunately, because it would solve a lot of issues for sure. Trampy, you're next, buddy. Go ahead.
All right. Um, Give me a second, man. I hit the thing, and then I'm like, I got two things, and then I'm really stoned, and I forgot what those were in between all the time. Oh, okay, yeah. So first, proud Friedman's a cunt. I mean, just the whole way he went after Jeffrey Losanto, like it was kind of funny to me because, when you got a Brit, and he's like, "Oh, I'll take your head off, buddy." Oi, I mean, that was pretty funny. But like he kind of accused him of some shit. He's like, "Oh, you're just gonna rob the guy and just and he just said so much shit that was out of line to
He
Jeffrey
did.
Losandro.
He
He
did.
deserved a punch in the face. I mean, what a
Okay.
little punk. And then the other thing, uh, was I it's weird, man. This is the first time I'm ever hearing about dealer issues at the World Series of Poker. Like every single year, it goes nice and smooth, and then finally this year, like it just comes crashing down. What happened? That's a finely
Trippy.
tuned organization.
Oh, you're so funny. For those that don't know Trampy, he is being facetious and comical. So just don't take it seriously. Remember how he started the conversation?
Man, I
He's,
thought that was a genuine emotion right there. For a quick second.
that's
No,
hilarious. Oh
that
my
is so
God.
funny though. How like the WSOP is a very unique organization, right? Because they take on like all the worst dealers every year, all the new dealers,
Well,
every single
Well,
one.
they don't have a chance. I mean, they don't have a choice, really. They're hiring thousands of dealers, and not all dealers are proficient. Not all dealers have been in the profession a long time. And, if we want a dealer to become good at it, then we have to take new dealers and help them become good at it and not chase them away with our rudeness, honestly. The best way to have good dealers in the future is take care of those that are learning now. Go ahead, ASG.
Okay, so yeah, two things. One, at least one tweet I saw said this is like an experienced circuit dealer, and I can believe that because this was just like two cards sticking together. This
Yeah,
is not like
yeah,
issue on top of issue that only
yes.
an experienced like this is a thing that happens. Like
It just two cards
know,
stuck together.
yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, I just want to cut this dealer some slack on that
yeah.
end.
Honestly, I can't. I cut the dealer
Yeah.
1,000% slack. It's two cards stuck together, and she went to flip them over, and that's when she realized they stuck together. I mean, it happens all the time. I don't fault her at all. Honestly, I
Exactly, and I
really
think
don't.
the way we read the rule, it said exposed or not exposed. So even if she just realized she had four cards before even dealing the flop, I think it's the same ruling.
Wait a
Uh,
minute, let me pull it
draw.
up because I did take a screenshot, I think, when
Okay.
Matt put it up.
So, and as you're pulling that up, also wanted to add that your consistent thing reminded me that because they don't have shufflers at all the tables, this didn't go through an electronic shuffler. This was hand shuffled all the time, right?
Wait, say that again. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find this tweet.
Mhm.
Say that
Because
again.
all the tables don't have electronic shufflers, I believe they always do hand shuffle. So I don't think this ever went through an electronic shuffler.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think the RFD
Oh
FID
wow.
is only on the table.
Oh, I'd have to go back and look at the video to see if there was a shuffler there. I'm just assuming because it was a live feed table, it had both.
Yeah, I
But
think for cash they use the shufflers, but for tournaments, because most tables slash not all the tables don't have shufflers that they hand shuffles to, because otherwise the people at feature tables would be getting in more hands per half hour.
okay, so we need to look at that video and see if there's a shuffler there on those live feed tables. I honestly don't know. I assumed for sure. All right, let's look at this rule. This is right out of the TDA book. Rule number 39, irregular flops and premature dealt cards. A, four, letter A, four card flops. If the flop has four rather than three cards, exposed or not. And regardless of whether the door card is presumed known, the floor will be called. The dealer then scrambles the four cards face down. The floor randomly selects one as the next burn card, and the other three are the flop. So there you go.
You man,
Yeah,
if you
so
pick the
as
wrong
soon as
card
they
for
have,
my two cards, we running it.
yeah, so even if they, even if she realized she felt four cards in her hand, by that point they'd have to do that procedure. Now maybe
That's right.
they wouldn't have shown the king. Maybe I couldn't tell from
Right.
that reading, but that's the only thing that would have changed.
Yeah,
I
and I
like.
want to harp on Sherry's point too. Be nice to your dealers. Like, God damn it. Like I'll be serious for a second here. Like I had a guy that was in a bad spot, and I was running a home game. And I'm like, hey, you can make some money. You can deal some cards. It's fucking easy as shit. These guys are. I thought they were cool. So anyways, but we get to the thing, and he's never played poker really. He's never dealt poker, obviously, but he's doing all right. And then like he made some kind of mistake, and then like two of the people just start flipping the fuck out. Like I mean, I'm
Yeah.
talking. Yeah, I mean, I'm talking. It's just a home game. It's like 1-3, like where like I'm ready to like fight like two guys because I'm just like, what the hell, man, and the guy dealing just he was just like fuck it, I quit, and he just took off, because he didn't want to take it. And I'm like, man, like people make mistakes, shit happens, you can only control your reaction though. And if someone makes like a mistake where and you're just like ready to flip out, man, I mean, I'm sorry, but like, there's no reason to take it out on the dealers.
Yeah.
Oh,
Honestly,
and the final
go
thing
ahead.
is, sorry, final thing is, I forgot to add this. And yes, this is purely a joke. Some people were saying just a little bit of karma because we saw the previous all in before this. He had Maurice Hawkins on his rail, so just saying.
Oh, Ricky did?
What?
Ricky had Maurice on his rail?
The guy who lost with Ace King, yeah.
Okay. Well, it's funny you bring that up because I'm going to read what Ricky, I think it's Landaeus, which was the gentleman with the ace king that ended up losing and it took him out of the tournament. I'm going to read his tweet that he wrote after this happened to him. It's rather lengthy, so bear with me, okay? And it starts with, I'm as competitive as they come. Today's loss just doesn't sit right with me. Imagine buying into the biggest tournament of your life, taking a shot, grinding days, and experiencing a dream. Today's result has left me feeling not okay with the game and the WSOP. I received a ruling that was not only idiotic, but senseless. Context. I grinded for over an hour today with less than 10 big blinds. I find a dream spot with 6 big blinds. Ace King versus Ace 9. Great chance to double. Dealer puts out a flop containing a king, essentially flopping him dead. Dealer accidentally puts out 4 flop cards. The floor is called and has no idea what the ruling is, but ultimately decided to put all 4 flop cards together and shuffle. Then blindly pick one of the 4 cards that would be the burn. To my luck, the king was selected and my dream was shattered as my opponent went runner runner straight at WSOP. This may seem like a small mistake, but to me, this was $1 million mistake. I win the hand as I was supposed to, and now I'm at 12 big blinds. This is painful. I'm angered. To grind and to be eliminated like this is sad. I don't agree with his take. I just don't. I just don't agree with that take.
Well, that's literally in the rule book. If that happens, that's literally like a lot of these guys, they get mad about stuff, but it's like, what did And I know I'm sure there's some wieldy ass rule book, but did the guy ever read the rules about what happens if there was a 4 card flop? Like
Well, and
obviously, it's happened so many times that they have it in the fucking rules. A very specific. This is what happens. They take the 4 cards, they randomize them up, and then you pick one, and
Well,
then
and
you know.
I don't think he read the rules before he wrote that tweet,
I
right?
don't think anyone read the rules before they
Yeah.
played any of these fucking. They just show up with their money and they're just like, "Oh, I'm all in," you know.
Go ahead, exec deck.
uh, Two quick things. Yeah, the rule has been there, so it's like the rule is steadfast. It's been there. Does everybody need to memorize every rule? No, but when something comes up, they did the right thing, referred to the rule book, and that's that. And if number two,
Amen.
if I won every hand I was quote supposed to, there'd be a whole different story out there. So him saying that he was supposed to win it, I mean, if the king was the burn card, then he wouldn't even have known it, and he would have gotten outdrawn, and that's that. He wouldn't have even known that king was there. So yeah, it was that not an appropriate response in my opinion.
Yeah, it's not a good take. It
Well, Phil
really
Tony
isn't.
says if it wasn't for luck, he'd win every time. So
Go ahead, Luke. Welcome.
Hello. Yeah. the write up is a bit much for me. It's like, yeah, it sucks what happened, but I mean, I've been in similar situations. I don't know if it was a 4 card flop, but you get fucked over with some dealer error and you run bad. And I mean, it's not like the hand was over. It still could have come running 7-8. You know, like plus the guy was all in for 6 bigs. I mean, I know he was feeling bad, but you know, he was laying it on a little thick there. You know what I'm saying? Even if he wins
Right.
that hand, it wasn't $1 million error. I know, I'm sure he was being like hyperbolic there, but you know,
Right.
it's not like he
Right.
was all in for 30, 40 bigs. It sucks what happened, but apparently it
Yeah,
was an
and six
experienced
big
dealer.
blinds. Sorry, 6 big blinds with ace king is not ideally the dream spot for $1 million.
Right. Yeah, yeah. You know, it sucks what happened. No one's disputing that, but he's
Right.
just, you know, obviously in the moment
Yeah.
he was pissed. But what are they supposed to do? Change the rule and just say, nope, you win. There was a king on the flop. Like, you know, like, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It sucks, but, you know, the
They
dealer
went
was
by the
apparently a
rules.
good
Yeah, I want to
dealer.
say he finished like 22nd. The next pay jump was like 15,
Yeah.
something like that.
I mean, what are we supposed to do? We can't give him his money back. You know, you can't. I
He
mean,
cashed still for something.
of course, it's just, it sucks. It sucks what happened, but this dealer shouldn't be, you know, dragged across the,
Yeah,
you know.
we're not dragging her. I'm
No,
telling you
I
right
know
now,
you're not,
we
but
are
like,
not
you know,
dragging her.
everyone's like, "Oh, the dealer is terrible." It's like, yeah, I mean, actually, it was an experienced dealer, according to
Well, and it
what I'm
just two
reading, and
cards stuck together. We've all seen that shit happen
exactly,
before.
yeah,
I've been in the small blind and at that time I didn't check my cards. I left
yep,
my cards alone until it was my turn. And lo and behold,
you got 3,
action
yeah,
yeah, I have 3 cards and they're like your hand's dead. I'm like,
yeah.
fuck, I
What are you
just
gonna do?
lost my
Yeah,
my small blind.
but
But
that's
guess
life.
what? There you go. Take my
Yeah,
cards.
yeah.
And from that point forward, I always check my cards. So I only have 2 cards. You know what I mean? Like lesson learned. Go
It's a
ahead, Barry.
perfectly reasonable rule, and
Yeah,
it
of
is what it
course.
is. It
I
sucks that it
agree.
happened in such a big spot, but
Absolutely. Go ahead, Barry.
Yeah, if you see they're promoting some picture, I've seen it many, many times from yesterday or maybe the day before. The guy sitting at the table with a charcuterie board
Oh, I
I
with
saw
haven't.
like a
that
full
fucking
fledged.
pig.
I have not
So
seen
now
that.
A cutting board. It was
they're
a cutting
promoting
A
board.
that. They're
charcuterie
let
board.
No,
they're
it was a
let
cutting
they're
board.
let
Yeah.
they're letting you eat at the table. You're getting schmutz all over the
Ugh,
cards. And of course, they're cards. They're filthy fucking animals. Nobody washes their
disgusting.
hands.
Where's the
Of
Absolutely
facts?
course, the
Not the
revolting.
cards are.
charcuterie board.
Of course, the cards are going to stick together. And yeah, the dealers suck, and it's an impossible, thankless fucking job. And
Yeah.
it's skilled labor. I've lit cards on fire. I've thrown cards. I've done a million different crazy fucking things. I had a dealer that used to have to come to work and wear a fucking helmet
Right.
because cards were getting chucked at his head.
That's a good point
I
about
mean,
the
it's
thankless
just
job. Like, if you do your job well, no
Yeah.
one says shit. If you fuck up, everybody's on your ass.
It's so true. It's so true. And guess what? We have all seen cards stick together. Like it's not the dealer's fault. They just stuck together. Like it's an honest mistake, so to speak. And certainly throwing bullets her way is not appropriate. And guess what? She handled herself appropriately after it happened. She called the floor. She waited for the floor's direction. She followed the directions and the hand completed. So kudos to her for not panicking either in that situation. Go ahead, ASG.
Okay, I just want to say I lost my spot because I looked it up last night, but just so we're officially talking about the right thing, it's rule number, I want to say 80 or 81 in the WSOP rule book since we're not on TDA. Do you want to transition from this to talking about them taking the copyrights off the videos?
Well, I see, stand by for 1 minute. Tammy, I see you in the audience. I'm waiting on your dad to arrive. If you want to give him a little prodding for me, I would appreciate it. Let me see if I have any messages from him. I try not to do much on my phone when I'm doing a space because it just messes us up. But Tammy, I see you in the audience. If you want to give your dad a nudge to have him join us, I would appreciate that help for sure. And as we wait for Robert Turner to join us, we will pivot. Go ahead, AFG, bring it up, buddy.
Okay, so yeah, one was it Poker Bots? What's the name of it? Not Poker Bots.
Oh, it
Somebody
was
had a
poker. Wait a minute. I got it. It's
yeah. I'll find
poker.
it.
It was poker. I know I wrote this down somewhere. Um,
Okay, I'm looking for it too.
what the hell? I thought I wrote it on today's notes. Okay,
Well,
I
anyway, it's
didn't.
not just them though, because I saw a couple of I saw Duval and somebody else who was showing the video of this incident. It happened to Poker Flops. Poker Flops.
Poker flops. Yes, thank you.
So basically, it only happened to a couple of theirs videos, but WSOP blocked them, and also I saw Alex Duval and one other person who showed this video that wasn't from the WSOP main Twitter feed had it taken down for copyright violation. So basically, WSOP is really being strict, even on Twitter clips, for their intellectual property of their copyright of their stream being used for videos.
It's crazy.
Seems
Like
fine to me. It's their
this.
content. I don't know. What's the problem? If
Well,
they
and
want to
I
if they
think
want
it
to do
is.
that, whatever.
I know, but don't you think, this has been going on for a long time? Don't you think there should have been some notice given saying, look, we know in the past we've been very lenient as far as people sharing clips, but we are going to start implementing, the fact that if you're not sharing them, like resharing what we put out there, then we're going to take action and block you. Or there should have been some notice because this has been going, people have been doing those clips for long time. And so now they do it and now they're being, blocked. And so they're surprised because they're like, hey, I've posted hundreds of these. Why am I now blocked? And it's sort of, I don't know. I think they could have just did it differently, I guess, is my point.
I saw it coming from a mile away, Sherry. When the Coca-Cola starts buying up all the
Right?
gold shit, when they were doing that, I'm like, oh, there's a reason they're buying it because they want to make money, because they want to make a profit. So right now it's probably cool, but eventually they're going to be like, you know what? Where's our fucking money? And now the chickens come home.
Well, well, you know that Poker Go no longer owns those things. They're back under GG and WSOP.
Yeah,
So,
whichever conglomerate
yeah,
bought it though, they're going to want to
yeah,
monetize. Yeah, because Rob Kuhn just went through it. They were like,
right,
and he's like, "Are you guys serious? Like, I'm bringing your clips to new people. Like, other
right.
more people are getting eyes on them."
Right. And their argument is you're going to make money from clicks and we want to make that money from the clicks, right? Don't you think that's the argument there?
Yeah, but it's stupid because he could just not put them up at all. He'd just be, "Oh, okay, fuck it." No,
I agree. Why would you? Why
which
would
is
you
what he's
cut off
done.
your nose to display at your face, right? I mean, anytime you're getting advertisement, it's free. It's good for your product. So
Yeah,
for
well, what
me,
if
it's
like
like,
just to play devil's advocate, what if like a
I knew this guy
Nazi
was going to do
or
this.
well, no, but like what if like a Nazi was sharing your content? What if fucking, scumbags are sharing your content? It goes
Wolfie
both
shares my content all the time. I'm fine with it.
all right, you guys, we are going to pivot because we got a guest with us today. And I know he's going to try to get out maybe to play some poker today. So we want to hit the run. Oh, let me spit that out again. We want to hit the ground running with our guest. So let me give a proper introduction. Robert Turner, the chip burner, is our guest today. He won his WSOP bracelet in 1993 for winning the $1,500 seven card stud event. He has 28 WSOP money finishes and he has four main event finishes, including two final tables, a sixth place finish in 1994, a 10th place finish in 91, as well as a 13th place finish in 92, and a 99th place finish in 2005. Robert started the webcast live at the bike, the very first ongoing broadcast of live poker. He also created the Grand Slam Poker at the Hustler and the National Championship of Poker at the Hollywood Park Casino. He won Best All Around Player in the 1970s, in the 1980s, in the 1990s, and the 2000s. Robert started the World Team Poker Tour in 1999. He also introduced Omaha to Vegas by getting Billy Boyd to spread Omaha at the Golden Nugget. And it is currently played all over the world, as we all know. He has over 2.3 million on his Hendon Mob, with his best life cash being over $103,000. That's a small snapshot of Robert's accomplishments, and I'm proud to call him my friend. Welcome, Robert, the chip burner Turner.
Thank you. We're glad to join the show. I was listening to your comments about content, and I'm kind of on the side of WSOP. If I don't know, there should be certain things you can share and certain things you can't, but the clips should probably be under their umbrella. Uh, but if I don't know, maybe there's a way that anytime you share something, it goes back to them. The link always starts with them, like YouTube. Maybe they
Right.
could get a royalty share of that. I don't know.
Well, and I agree. But my point is, you've been allowing people to do this for years. And then they do it now, and all of a sudden it's wrong, and you've blocked them. I don't think that's fair to the people that have been spreading your name for years. That you've changed the rules of the game, so to speak, but they didn't know that, and now you blocked them.
Yeah,
And
it's funny. I'm one of the people. I received a cease and desist letter from the World Series about many years ago. I tried to start a tournament. It was a mini World Series, and what we did, we had a World Series event at the Bicycle, and the winner would get a free ticket, a free entry to the World Series of Poker. And I thought, they wouldn't have any problem. We're sending players and the money over to the World Series of Poker, and they threatened a lawsuit. They said we can't use their name to send them customers. And I thought that was the craziest thing. We're promoting them in a satellite in our casino, sending them our
uh,
customers and their money, and they sent a letter for us to stop.
that's crazy.
That was
Like,
crazy, and I fought that for a couple of years. I don't remember if I ended up finally winning it, but it went all the way up to the senior officials at the WSOP. But I just couldn't believe they did not want us to run satellites to send them our customers and our money. So what we did the same thing. We ran the mini series, not using the WSOP name.
right.
We copied their format, and we kept the money in house.
Say there. So they screwed themselves. Go
Yeah.
ahead, ASG.
No, I'm just saying that reminds me of like all the Super Bowl is the big game stuff.
Right?
Yeah. For a while, even the Super Bowl, you can't even show it on television. Like in a bar, they used to want fees, and if they had some crazy thing with the Super Bowl, if you had a gathering of over 25 people, you had to pay them.
Right. You had to buy the package or whatever the hell they
Yeah,
call it.
yeah, for the Super Bowl. I don't know where that stands now. I've been out of it for a while.
Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea. All right. I'm going to bring up a couple of things that, first of all, I want to say Robert Turner was the first person that Brian and I interviewed when we started doing interviews here in Spaces. And I appreciate your willingness to do it then, and you've come and joined me several times after that in Spaces for sometimes just a unique conversation about something. Of course, a good friend of yours, John, we spoke about him getting into the Hall of Fame several times. But I'm going to, ask you some questions I've asked you in the past just because I think people are interested in the topic. So forgive me if there's some repeat questions, Robert, but I want to talk about online poker for a moment because people misjudged why Edelstein didn't support online poker. And I know you know from firsthand history, you were there when it was going on, when those decisions were being made and his opinion being known. Can you explain why Edelstein wasn't a
Uh,
supporter of online poker with us, please?
it's very simple. He knew you could not regulate it, you could not stop the cheating, and he didn't want to be associated with it. It had nothing to do with taking customers, or he just knew that he had met with poker stars. He knew Terry Lanny from the MGM, and to follow up on that story with the MGM, I was working with the MGM when they came across with this statement that Terry Lanny was going to resign from the MGM, the biggest job, and take on the new responsibility of online gambling. And the MGM was going to an island somewhere and create this poker site, and that was the future. And Terry Lanny was going to be in charge of it. So after about 6 or 7 months, I'd have to go back in history and look at it. Terry Lanny had a new press release. It said he's stepping down from online poker because it could not be regulated. And he's returning to the MGM as chief operating officer or whatever. But what he was saying, what Steve Wynn knew and Addison knew, they had the smartest security people in the country working for them and had all the money in the world. And they looked at online gambling and realized you couldn't protect it. You couldn't stop the cheating. And they decided not to be a part of it.
What year would you say that was around, Robert?
I want to say 2006.
Okay, so 20 years ago, people. And people always say that he didn't want online poker because it was going to take customers away from his poker room. That was a twist on the story to discredit what he was saying. He was saying that he did not think it could be regulated like a regular poker room and protect the customers from cheating. And here we are in 2026, and we continually talk day after day, month after month, year after year about online cheating and online sites. And so the man was right. They were
Well,
right.
they were all right. And believe me, they were right because they knew firsthand. All they had to do was talk to their chief security people and look at it. But I'll tell you, in 2000 and I think 4 or 6, I've been working so hard. I don't know the exact dates, but I created the first poker conference, and it was held at Hollywood Park, and we had about 15 guest speakers, including what was the Association for Online Gambling they had at that time that was out.
Oh,
Uh,
uh,
do you remember
I don't
they had an
remember. I
association
don't.
that was
Yeah,
out criticizing Addison and people like
yeah.
that, and they were going to Washington D.C. Remember they sent the top cheaters to Washington D.C. to talk about online gambling. I mean, you have to think about how funny that is today.
It is
But
funny when you think about it, but they were trying to protect their investments, right? Because they were
right.
trying to, right, right,
So,
right.
so in this conference, we had McAvoy, Susie Isaacs, Mike Carroll. We had all these big names that spoke at the poker conference, and I spoke, and my topic was online cheating, and that was many, many years ago. And I said, "How are you gonna regulate it? How are you gonna stop it?" And I got a lot of heat, from uh, Ferguson and people at Full Tilt and what have you, and saying, "Why would you say such things?" I was just saying what I honestly believe. Poker, Party Poker offered me a position. We were at Thanksgiving with Mike Sexton, Linda Johnson, a bunch of them. I said, "Robert, why don't you come aboard Party Poker?" And I turned it down because I said, "How are you going to stop people from cheating? I don't see how I can be a part of it. You guys can go ahead, but I don't see how you can stop it." And
Right, right.
a
And
lot of this comes from a background of when I grew up. You had to protect yourself even from home games and gambling we ran and everything. Wherever there's money, there's always going to be a way to find cheating. And I'll tell you a story that probably will shock your listeners. But somewhere in the 80s, I was playing at the Stardust and living at the Stardust at the time, back and forth. And one day, we knew all the dealers at the Stardust Casino. When they would come in at 6 o'clock and line up against the wall. There was one dealer who was a good friend of mine. Her name was Patty, I think Patty Robinson. So we knew all the dealers. We had drinks. We partied together. And, it's a small room. And, this probably had 40 people work there or something. Dealers, 50,
Right.
I don't know. But it was like a family. And all of a sudden, I saw in the lineup to start to work that night was like two new guys. Looked like they were from Italy or somewhere. They were they had a distinguished look. And I'm
Right.
saying they don't look like poker dealers, but they're in line. They got a Stardust shirt on. So I asked Patty. I said, Patty, who are those new dealers you hired? She says, nobody knows. We don't know where they
Nobody
came
knows.
from. We don't know who they are. And
They just showed up.
they just showed up with a dealer uniform. So
That's
come to find out they were cold decking the Stardust poker games on a certain shift.
oh.
So I went home, and when I came back up to Las Vegas, I wanted to play, but I didn't want to be cheated. So I went to the host at that time, and I said, look, I just checked in. When it's okay to play, he knew what I meant. When it's okay to play, you call me in my room. He said, Robert, thank you for that. No problem. So about 10 o'clock at night, he said, it's okay for you to come down and play now. And
Okay.
what that meant,
For my listeners' sake, tell them what cold decking is.
they had mechanics come in, and we would switch the decks coming into the game. One of the decks they would false shuffle and deal out a hand. And I don't know how many decks they used tonight, how they were doing it, but I actually knew someone later that was in on the count. So, but it was funny that I'll never forget. I got that call, and it said, "Robert, it's okay for you to come down and play." I'll never forget that. So I had to stay in my room. It was okay to go in the poker room where you won't be cheated in a Las Vegas
Crazy.
casino.
Crazy. And we wonder why we have a gaming commission today. ASG, you've had your hand up. I know it's getting tired. Go ahead, buddy.
Okay. Just making sure everybody understands because we're old. We are referring to Sheldon Adelson, not Garrett Adelstein. Just want to make sure everybody.
This is correct. We are talking old Vegas. Go ahead, Robert.
Right, and his wife just recently bought the Dallas Mavericks.
Yes, she did. She's
still
trying to
pretty
open
active.
that casino in Dallas.
I think it's coming too. I don't know when, but looks like they're lining all their ducks up. But that would be good.
Are you aware of that Luka conspiracy theory?
Which one?
There's a conspiracy theory that the Mavericks traded Luka so they wouldn't be that good, so they could leave Dallas.
That's interesting. I think that's one. Hey, I think that's one of the worst trades in history of the NBA. I don't understand how you could look at your audience and know what that kid meant to Dallas and trade him. I have no idea. That's just beyond belief to me. Because he could sell tickets every night. He was a showman, and it's besides being a sport, it's an entertainment business, and he was like your leading star. And why would you want to get rid of him? And I think it will haunt them for the next 20 years. But as far as moving out of Dallas, I guess you're referring to Las Vegas. I don't know, but did they award Vegas an NBA team yet?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Not that I'm officially aware of.
Yeah, I know they say it's the next spot. I thought Jerry Buss, who was a friend of mine, he told me for sure Las Vegas was going to get one, and I thought maybe he might have wanted to be involved, but it's going to be great for Las Vegas when they do get it.
Hell yeah.
And I don't know what's taking so long.
Yeah. Hey, tell us how you got. Go ahead, ASG. Or was that Champy? Go ahead.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, no, real quick, Robert. I think that's fucking hilarious that the owners of Full Tilt Poker had anything to say to anyone, considering what happened with them and that they didn't have any fucking money. I mean, they literally cheated their customers out of money, which Poker Stars ended up making that all right. But I think that's hilarious that they were talking to you about, oh, well, what about this? What about that? Well, what about getting your own fucking house in order? But that's it. That's it.
Champy, watch your language. I know you're doing that to be funny, but watch your language.
this is when they first. This is when they first started. And it started by somebody. They were seeking investors into Full Tilt, and I had made a comment to one of the investors. I don't know how you can invest in something that you can't protect. And so I got an email. I could probably go back and dig it up from Ferguson. Said, you know, I guess out of respect to him, he said, Robert, why would you say such a thing? And I'm thinking, well, why wouldn't I say something? I mean,
Right.
it's true. And you know what's interesting about that? Every single site that I know of has been caught cheating. Every
Absolutely. I mean, you guys were trying
Poker
to protect
Stars,
the
you name them,
players. Yes.
every
Full
one of them.
tilt, ace. Yeah.
They've all had found
Issues.
skeletons
Yes.
and ghosts in their closets, uh, and I laugh at the things they try to cover up. I'll tell you a real good story. This is a funny one. So I was hired to help with marketing for a company called Pokertropolis, and they had some of the smartest people that were working for that company, and they experimented with developing bots. And what the bots they had were not going to be used for online. They wanted machines in the casino where you could play poker against the bot. They visioned a real gambling machine where it would talk to you and bluff at you and react. And they had some prototypes. So fast forward, there was a girl that played poker at Full Tilt, and I think her name was Poker Girl. You can Google it. And she filed a lawsuit against Full Tilt for not paying her money. Full Tilt said, we didn't pay you because we think you're using bots. And her response was, because my bots beat your bots. And they settled the case. Now you can Google it. I'm not making this up. And her handle was Poker Girl, but I think that's one of the funniest comments. You mean my bots beat your bots?
I love it. I love it. Robert, how did you get the nickname Chip Burner?
Well, this is crazy, but when we first started playing Omaha or seven stud, high low, stuff like that, nobody knew how to play. And I used to just show one card and raise in a casino. I would always show a card, just kind of make the game interesting. And I would raise, and everybody kept saying, why are you burning up our chips? And so that's how I got the name. And my kids used to say, Dad, why don't you stop being a chip burner and be a chip earner?
They're not wrong. They're trying to get you some great advice. That's hilarious. Oh my God,
Yeah.
Robert. All right. I want to give you some names because I love when you tell us the stories. I do. So I want to give you some names and I want you to give us some comments or a story about the person. Um, or you could pass if you'd rather not, say anything about them. That's not a big deal. So, how about a comment or a story about James Woods? And I bring that up because you sent me a picture with you and Tammy and him from the other day. So, James Woods.
Well, I consider him a friend of mine, only because we do talk a lot. And I think what we have in common is he's a Republican. And he talks about how bad things are going. And we both agree. So I don't know if that's the story, but he took a lot of heat in Hollywood and he hasn't backed down. I have to give that for Jim. He stood his ground and he don't care. I guess you reach a certain point.
Right.
But going back, that movie Casino, probably one of my favorite casinos. I think I met the girl that portrayed in that Spilatro's girlfriend.
Right.
I think I met her. That's about as far as I can go.
Oh, Lord and mercy. Moving right along.
Because it dawned on me, at the Stardust when I met her, and then when they made that movie, I said, wait a minute. I think I met a girl like that.
That's
she was
hilarious.
she was
Oh,
connected,
God.
and no, and listen, she could do whatever she wanted to in the casino, and nobody could touch her. And she was a blonde, and I want to think her name was Jerry, but Jerry, a girl's name, but I could be wrong because keep in mind that's going back many, many, many years ago.
Right, right.
But
All right.
one reason I said that in the movie, James Woods played the actor that was her lover. You know, I'm thinking I was into Stardust. I was around in those days, and uh, but Vegas was different,
Right.
and boy, we'll never experience that again. I'll tell you a quick story about that. I remember the first time I came to Vegas. I had a friend of mine who was an old time gambler, and I think he probably played in maybe the first World Series but he was like my mentor, and he was a funny guy. But anyway, he told me, he said, Robert, why don't you go to Vegas and play in the World Series? And I said, well, I need a bankroll, or what's it going to cost me to go out there? He said, you don't need any money. Just call the front desk of Binion's. Tell them you're a poker player, and they'll give you a comp for 30 days.
Oh, my God.
And I'm thinking, are you serious, Ray? Yeah, just call them, tell them your name, you're a poker player, and you want to come out for the World Series. And so I did. They comped me for 30 days. They comped everybody that came out for 30 days. All you had to do is call, and they would put you up at the Golden Nugget, Union Plaza, wherever they could get rooms, and you stayed 30 days, and you could eat for free, and your reservations free just to play poker. They truly love poker. I mean, and they love poker players, and it's funny. Steve Wynn, a lot of that rubbed off on Steve Wynn. So his first mentors to help him grow the casino business were poker players. He trusted them, and I think
Interesting.
one of them was Bob Hooks, and then later Bobby Baldwin. And you saw what he did for Bobby Baldwin.
I know that's right.
He took a poker player and said, "Why don't you run my company?" You
Give
know,
us a story about Bobby Baldwin.
don't know don't know a lot about Bobby. You know, I mean, I know him enough to stay high and talk to him, but I really don't have any stories.
Okay. We can move on.
You know the story with that he played pool. You know, just picture a guy that leaves a $1 billion casino operation and takes off work to go to a bar in Las Vegas and shoot a guy pool for $300.
I
And
love it.
that guy's Archie, who went on to win 40 million. And he got this start from beating Bobby Baldwin out of the money in a pool room here in Las Vegas, or a bar. And he parlayed that into 40 million, and he played
Wow.
Chip, he played Chan. I helped set up the game where he beat Chan out of a $500,000. And
Wow.
Archie used to say, when he'd look at those Hall of Fame pictures at Binion's, he would say, it should be the Hall of Shame. They let me beat him. But I think he just passed away. It's funny you brought him up. He just passed away, I
Oh,
think, last year.
yeah.
And he was in the works of doing a book and a movie about his life. And he was a character.
He
And
was a character. All right. How
but
about
he
Stu?
got his start. We got his start with Bobby Baldwin losing that money to him in a bar.
That's quite a story. And they parlayed it into 40 million.
Yeah. And then lost it all back.
A story all too familiar in the world of gambling. How about a story about Stu Unger? Did you play much with him?
Yeah, I believe it or not, I beat Stewie at gin. But one story comes to mind. We're playing at the Landmark Casino in a gin rummy tournament. And Stewie said to me, Robert, if you catch me one more time, I'm going to turn the table over on you. And sure enough, he came down. I had him caught. And he did turn the table over, and he ran out the door. I remember it was summertime, and I know the door was open at the Landmark Casino, and Stewie's running out the door because I beat him up so bad in gin. But later, Stu Unger staked me. You know, and I have one of the best credits I've had was Dan Harrington wrote the Hold'em book on tournaments, and
Right.
it's the yellow cover. And in that book, he said 3 people started the aggression of playing very aggressive poker. And he said, Jack Keller, Stu Unger, and RobertTuner. So that's a pretty good compliment. He put me in with those three as the ones that created the play an aggressive style of Hold'em.
I love it. Love it. You have never told me that story. That's awesome.
Yeah, you can look at his book. I think it's the yellow cover. I'm not sure. He wrote several, but it's the
Right.
yellow one. Dan Harrington on Hold'em or whatever. And
That's
I
a
think,
great story.
yeah, I thank Dan for that compliment.
Absolutely. All right. Next person, Barbara Enright.
Barbara's, it's like I've known her forever and ever. I mean, we traveled to Costa Rica together, and we were the guest of the shark. What was his name?
Humberto
From
Brenes.
Costa Rica. Yeah,
Humberto.
we were him, and there's a doctor that played. He and his wife, I think they had double bracelets or something. I'm not sure, but Max Stern, and his wife. But we went to Costa Rica together, Barbara and I, and his guest of Humberto. We stayed at his hotel, and Barbara and I would look for the culture events. We went to a play in Costa Rica and stuff like that, and hung out together. And she's always been a friend of mine. And
Awesome.
I used to tell a story. I said, I've offered Barbara $100 if she could take a deck of cards and identify all 52. I know she'll get one. I know she'll get one wrong, but she's been a tough player for all these years. And matter of fact, I just had a birthday party at the Hollywood Park Casino. Every year, I have an Omaha tournament on my birthday, and Barbara came to this last one, and that was very nice of her.
That's
And
awesome.
we draw a few hundred Omaha players for my birthday party every year, and if you beat me, you get $780. Whatever it started out 75, and I think I'm now 78. So if you knock me out, you get a $780 bonus, and I'm amazed at how many poker players show up to play in that tournament. It's usually a $200 buy-in, Omaha, and I think we've done it 4 years. I think we've done it 4 years now. I've won 2 of them, by the way, my own tournament.
I
But
love it. And
at
that's
my
in
age,
what
that's really
month?
good.
So people can start watching for it. What month of the year, Robert? Tell them.
February 25th.
There you go.
Right in that weekend. Saturday, usually a Saturday close to my birthday, is when we do the tournament at Hollywood Park Casino. By the way, I'm still working at Hollywood Park as a host, and in charge of pot limit and 4-8 and things of that nature. And it's funny, people say, well, did you get a royalty from creating Omaha? And I didn't get a royalty, but it's kept me working for 50 years.
Okay,
So,
let's talk about that. So talk about taking Omaha to Vegas. What did that look like?
well, it was just kind of an accident. I played Omaha for 20 years, 4-card poker, different games, Spit in the Ocean in Georgia and Greek Hold'em and different forms of 4-card poker. And I tell the story that they were cheating so much in Alabama that the dealer didn't have enough cards to deal because people would hold out a card. So I came up with a rule. We're going to give you everybody 2 extra cards, but you can only use 2. When the hand's over, pick out 2 and use them. That way we'll have enough to deal. Everybody gets 2 cards extra. And I'd say that's kind of how it formed. This is probably a close story, but it's not real. And but anyway, I'm in Vegas, and I met a girl from Seattle named Gwen, and
There's always a girl involved, people.
she said
Remember it.
that she plays a lot of 4-card, and so we got together with Mr. Boyd, and he called the gaming commission down and had them sit behind me to look at the game, and they said they didn't see any problem with it. It's just poker with an extra 2 cards, and they approved the Golden Nugget to spread it. Now you have to go through paperwork and background checks and everything.
Yes.
Back in those days,
Hire lawyers.
you have to just get the gaming commission to okay it in those days, and so that's how it formed. But we started out playing like a 5-10 limit, and it ended up being a pot limit. And where the game got lucky, the World Series was starting that same day or the next day, and players were coming into town. And when they saw a 4-card poker game, it became a pot limit game, and that game went for 60 days, maybe 30 days without breaking up. And Mr. Boyd loved it so much, he said, I'm going to keep the game when you leave, Robert, because I was just visiting. And he put it in his Nugget Hold'em. It was a 4-card Omaha game at Nugget Hold'em. That game, that particular 4-8 game or 3-6, whatever it was, moved to the Horseshoe for a while, and then it went to Boulder Station. They moved that
Crazy.
game in Las Vegas, and it's still played today after, what is that, 18, 40-something years?
Crazy.
That game is still there at Boulder Station.
And that's what's caused the craze around the world. That's
Yeah.
where it all started, people.
And then
drop.
I
Go ahead.
think the next break is I'm in Lake Tahoe at a tournament with Amarillo Slim and a player named Sarge, who's in the Hall of Fame, Fred Ferris. He called me to the rail. He said, Robert, you know that game you put in Vegas? He said, see if you can get them to spread it here in Lake Tahoe and tell them to play as high as they want, and I'll give you the money to play. And he handed me an envelope with $10,000 in it. He said, try to get them to play. He loved the game. Try to get them to play as high as you can. And I think we started a pot limit game 1-2-5 or 2-5. You know, back then that was big. That was big money.
Right.
And so it took off in Lake Tahoe, and it lasted quite a while. And but he gave me the money to start it, and I remember I beat the game and gave the money to Doyle to give to him in Vegas. And then I went to Vegas and played for him. We started at the World Series of Poker. And I'll never forget this story. My wife was flying into town, and I started the Omaha game. We were playing 1,500 blind, 25 blind. It was a big game. And I was up $20,000 on Sarge's money. He said, Robert, you'll never run out of money. Just keep playing. But my wife was coming into town, and 20,000 was a big score for me.
Right.
You know, that's huge. So he's watching baseball games at the Las Vegas club. I'll never forget this. And so I went to give him the good news. So I introduced him to my wife, and he's watching a baseball game. And I knew I was interfering with him a little bit. And I said, Sarge, I just want to tell you, I'm up $20,000. What do you want me to do? I was hoping he would say, well, let's just cut the money up, go enjoy your wife. But here's what he said to me. If you've won 20,000, what is your ass doing up out of the chair? Get back in the game. Get back in the game and play. That wasn't what I wanted to hear. But he said, what are you doing out of the chair?
Oh my God, that's hilarious. But it's true, isn't it? You're on a roll. What the hell are you doing out of that
What are you
chair?
doing up here to bother me at the sports book?
Oh my God. Speaking of sports books, are you still betting any sports these days or no?
I'm truly a recreational player. I never win. You know,
Let me say something first. Um, whenever you hear Robert's placing a bet, fade him. I'm just going to tell you, fade him.
The other night, my biggest bet I've made this year in a while was I bet on Carolina against the Las Vegas Knights, and the first score was 2-0 Carolina, and I thought, well, I was right. That was the easiest bet I've ever made to win, you know, and I ended up losing it.
Oh no, they lost.
Yeah, Vegas beat them.
Oh, shit.
Vegas beat them in Carolina 5-4. So we'll see what happens tonight. But yeah, I don't know of anyone that can beat sports. Although it's funny, this probably be the last story I tell you. But I was involved with a computer game that was beating Las Vegas casinos out of a lot of money, and I wasn't involved like as a bet runner for them, but my best friend was. And I was getting to show you how bad a sports bettor, I was getting the best tips that's ever been given out in the sports world. This is the best gambling story probably will ever be made, is what the computer gang did to the bookmakers across the country by using computers against odds makers in the beginning. And this was with Billy Walters, and, you know, he spent time in prison for it. And but I was getting the games early, and the games were about they were probably 80% winners. But I always
Right.
found a couple of my games to add with them, like a parlay. So at night they would all be having dinner, celebrating how much they won that night, and they would look at me, "How'd you do, Robert?" You know, because they was letting me bet it from my own pocket, and I never was winner. I always found a game or two I liked better. And I remember Lake Tahoe. I remember Lake Tahoe. They gave they gave an order to bet this NBA team. Like they would bet a game like over 208.
Right.
By the time I got it and got to the sports book, it would be 210. So it already moved 2 points, and I'd be in line. By the time I got to the window, the over and under went from 208 to 214 because the computer had given the order out across country to bet the game over.
Right.
And I couldn't resist. I said, "Wait a minute, it's moved 6 points. You know, that's a lot. I'm gonna go under." Even though they gave me over, I would go under. I would go under the 214, and they'd scored 240 or 230. You know, but I mean, I'm not the smartest person in the world when it comes to sports betting. That's for sure. And
You're a DJ when it comes to sports betting. And it's hilarious to listen to your stories because people are telling you the winner and you're like, oh no.
I think I'll go the other side.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna do something different, even though you guys have won 55 bets in a row. I'm gonna do something different over here. Oh God, it's so funny to
It's
listen to your
funny.
stories about that for sure. I'm gonna go around the horn here to my speakers to see if anybody has any questions for you. Okay, Karen, I'm gonna start with you. Ladies first.
No, I'm good. Just hanging back, working, enjoying the
Perfect.
space, listening to all the stories. It's been a good day.
Appreciate you. All right, Trampy, any questions or comments?
Um, no, I mean, it's great hearing about the guy that spread, got PLO started. That's always because I feel like, like No Limit Hold'em is like the gateway drug, and then PLO is like the crack. Like people start playing Hold'em and they love it, but then eventually they get to a point and they're like, okay, what's new, what's next, and PLO is like I was always like, you know what, the first guy that saw PLO and said, you know what, we got to get this game out here. I'm like, that guy is a genius. I was gonna say mother effing genius, but I stopped myself. Shit.
Thank you.
I'm not
Thank you,
doing it to be funny.
Trampy.
I just swear a lot. I don't mean to do it. But
Hey, my life gets threatened every day. Somebody at the table says, "I want to kill you."
yeah, and all the
And
stuff
how
you're
many?
talking about, like just
Go ahead.
blind betting and blind raising. I love doing that stuff in poker. And I think it's hilarious. People get so bent out of shape. Like, no, you're supposed to play. Oh, you're only supposed to play, 5% of your hands, and you raise with. Okay, that's boring to me. So, like, I'll just not look at my cards and raise. What are you gonna do about it, Mister Big Shot?
I love it. I love it. And Robert, how many times have I told you I hate that game?
Yeah, you've told me. I don't know when you're going to learn that game. If you listen, if you start playing it, you'll never play Hold'em again.
Listen, I've won a trophy in that game and I haven't played it in, I don't know now, probably 10 years because I just don't like it. I don't like people chase to the river and get there. Like, come on, get
Well,
off the hand.
listen. You become immune to the beats, especially when you're playing limit. You take 20 or 30 bad beats a day, and you probably put 10 or 20 on somebody else.
Hey, Robert, are you a
But
mixed games guy?
yeah, yeah.
Play Deuce of Seven and all that?
Well, I played last night. I played the yeah. Uh, I like all the games. I haven't played uh, some of the games you're talking about. I haven't played, except maybe in a tournament like Badusi and all that stuff.
Right.
But the crazier the game. That's how it all started.
Yeah.
You got to get people off tilt and get them playing a game. That's just that's what we call earning. It's the crazier you can make it, the better it is.
Robert, Robert, don't you play like 6 card or 5 card Omaha or something?
Still there?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Uh,
Do you play like 5 card or I just remember you saying you play like 6 card
yeah,
Omaha or
yeah. Well, let
something.
me tell you the way that started. When we ran home games, every time somebody left the game, like shorthanded in the mornings, we just gave his hand to the other person, to spread it out. So we play 7 card Omaha, 8 card, 9 card, 10 card. When you got 3-handed, be like gin rummy. You hold your card up and spread them out. But we played a lot of 10 card Omaha, 8 card, 7 card, whatever. Every time somebody left the game, that means we get an extra card.
That's hilarious. You
But
guys think about
it
that.
kept you awake. In home games, it's 4 in the morning.
Oh, wow.
You want to go to sleep, and now all of a sudden you got 7 cards, 8 cards.
That's incredible.
Challenging.
How did I
That's
never
crazy.
think of that?
Trampy, your new best friend, Robert
Hey,
Turner.
it will keep you awake if you got 10 cards in your hand, 8 cards or something.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Go ahead, Isaac.
Yeah, I just got into 6 card PLO, and thank you from the bottom of my heart. That's all I'm gonna say. 5 cards fun too. I started playing Big O a couple of years ago, and I know what you mean, Trampy. It's so true because I started with Hold'em, but when it comes to cash, I play PLO. I don't play no limit cash. That would drive me insane, actually, unless I'm playing with Sherry. But
Hell
yeah,
yeah, at the meetup game. Hello.
that. But I gotta say, like online, especially, like I love playing six card. 6 card is so fun, and you're right. It does keep you up because you don't know what's gonna happen really to the river. It's so much
Yeah, the
fun,
more
man.
cards you get, the more exciting the game becomes.
Hell yeah. And what you were just talking about right now, like as people leave, you get an extra card. If I had PLO 10, that'd be wild. If I get a chance to play that, that would be wild.
Well, try playing.
That's
Hey, try playing
hilarious.
4-handed and get 7 or 8 cards, 9 cards, and especially with a bunch of gamblers. Then it becomes just all about the betting. It's not about the hand. Everybody's got a set or something.
Okay, Robert, did you play at the Nugget last night or yesterday?
Yeah, I played that course. I finished 7th.
Nice
But
work.
it was a small turnout. They usually get 150, 160. They only had 68 last night, and
Well, they're probably in competition with the Orleans, probably had something too, a mixed game. So, but I'm going to tell you, the Nugget struggled last year. So I'm really happy that they're hosting tournaments right now.
yeah, well, they've raised the prices on a lot of them, which I think was wrong. For years, Nugget was the 250, 220 buy-in place to go
Right.
to build your bankroll to play in the World Series, and now they've upped it to 400s, 500s, 600s, and I think the fields would just get smaller because on any given day out here, there's like 600 buy-in or 500 buy-in tournaments, and a
Right.
lot of recreational people come to the World Series just for that, just for vacation, have fun. They don't care about losing their money, but you still got to make it affordable.
Right. 100%. Okay, I'm going to completely pivot for a minute. We'll go back to poker in a second. Your son, we don't even need to say his name, but your son works for NASA right now. He is a space rocket scientist. I'm going to call him that anyway. So tell our listeners about him signing the spaceship before he took off.
Well, part of that's not quite accurate. My son graduated, and his internship, he was with NASA, and he developed a project with NASA. But in that his time with NASA, he signed the rocket ship that was going up. To give him like a highlight of his working with NASA, he got to sign that. I don't know where he signed it, but that picture you saw of him in the signing the rocket with his hat and everything, is it's like a hospital outfit. I guess they had to.
Right.
But he's doing real well. My son is looking for a job right now. He wants to go to the moon. He wants to work on rockets, and very proud of him. When he was 15, he was considered the smartest kid in the whole city of Pasadena. So I'm lucky to have a gifted son. So we'll
Well,
see.
and you have 4 great kids for
Yeah.
sure, and I'm going to also just elaborate on that for a minute as well. He was getting ready to go off to college and he ended up being diagnosed brain tumor, right,
Right.
Robert?
Yeah, God kind of looked after him. He was
Right,
scheduled to go to NASA, and he was going to drive from California to Huntsville, Alabama by himself. And a
right,
few weeks before he was to depart, his mother found him unconscious in his room. And that was a scary moment. I was getting these phone calls, and I could hear people screaming, and I can't figure out what was going on. It almost felt like somebody was getting raped or murdered. The
right,
screams, and what she was doing, she was hollering for help, and she was trying to get somebody to call an ambulance. And
right.
and I was running to my car to head that way when my daughter called me and told me that they were taking Julian to the hospital, and they found a brain tumor. And the surgery was successful, and he's fine. He just ran 32 miles this past weekend. He
Love
runs the
it.
super marathons. But
Love
here's
it.
the where I feel like God played a role in it. If Julian had driven across country by himself, we probably would have had a headline that driver falls asleep and
Right,
gets killed in a car wreck or kills somebody, and none of that would have been true.
right,
It was the pressure of the tumor on the brain that caused him to go out.
right,
And
right. Thank God. Thank
yeah,
God.
so
And look at him today. He's a miracle.
yeah. So anyway, guys,
He's
thank you for
truly.
having me.
Hey, Robert, it's always a pleasure. And I hope I get to see you when I'm in Vegas. You too, Tammy, if you come back. I always appreciate when you give us your time for
I
sure.
forgot to say hello to my daughter.
Um,
I forgot for a minute she was on listening to this. One of
you-
my kids. I've got
yes,
5 actually. One I raised as a stepson, but I'm very blessed to have raised 5 kids.
amen. All great people from what I've been told by Robert. So love it, Robert. Appreciate you. Good luck with what tournaments you're going to continue to play while you're there. And I hope you come back when I'm there so we can hang out
Okay.
maybe, or maybe you can come to the meetup game and meet
All right.
everybody.
Well, thank you, Sherry, and thank you everybody on the listening panel. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye. Appreciate you. Robert, the chip burner Turner, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate the time he gave us today for sure. Go ahead, ASG. I mean, no, I'm sorry, Isaac.
Nah, just before you get out of here, appreciate you, Robert. Fucking legend. Thank you.
Thank you.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Robert Turner, the chip burner. Always a delight, always a great storyteller. Um, I always look forward to him visiting with us for sure. Awesome. Go ahead, Karen.
I meant to ask him, where's he from? I heard the Southern.
Oh, Alabama.
That's where I'm from. Darn.
Yeah. And he's an Alabama fan.
Where? Which part's he from? Darn, I wish I'd
Uh,
asked him.
I want to say it's I forget. I wanted to say Tuscaloosa, but I don't think that's right.
Yeah, no worries. I just noticed his accent, and then we mentioned Huntsville. I'm like, oh, I wonder if he's from Alabama.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, you guys, I'm going to go over some things from the WSOP because I did not go over it yesterday. First of all, event number 12, which was the $1,500 no limit deuce to seven tournament, 831,000 in the prize pool. 94 got paid. Stephen Hubbard took home first with and 155K, and Gabriel Paul took home second and $102,000. Today, day 1B started at 10 a.m. of the $1,500 Monster Stack event number 18. At 11 o'clock is day 2A of that tournament. And of course, that is event number 18. At 12 p.m. is the final day of event number 16, the $1,700 Circuit Championship. There's 3.2 million in the prize pool, 2,148 runners, 32 are left, 439,000 at the top for the winner. The leader is Antonio Vargas with 8.6 million. Robert Coon Dog. Hello, Robert. Has 8.1 million in second place as far as chip stacks are concerned. So good luck to them. A little shout out to number 31 in that field is Lexi Gavin Mathers, has 880,000. So good luck to her too. 12 p.m. is day 1B. Event number 19 is the 25K high roller. At 1 p.m. is the final day of event number 17, which is the 10K deuce to 7 low ball. There is 1.8 million in the prize pool, 198 runners. 13 are remaining with 428,000 at the top. Sean Deeb is in first place with 1.5 million. Uh, I think it's Raituero maybe. Suzuki has 1.3 million in chips. Some notables still in to win it are Daniel Shack, Alex Foxen, Sin, Chad Everslage, and Phil Hellmuth himself. At 1 p.m. is the final day of the GG Millions 10K. That's event number 11. There's 5.8 million in the prize pool, 627 runners, 8 are remaining. One a little less than 1.1 million in the for the winner. Nassim Salem's in first place with 14.8 million. Alex Cruz Martinez has 12.3 million. Chad Lipton 7.9 million. Chris Brewer 7.6 million. Roman Arbach has 7.1 million. Cliff Josie, no, Josephie has 6.8 million. John Racenier 4.3, and Joey Wiseman has 1.9 million. Good luck to all those folks. 1 p.m. also has day 2, event number 20, $1,500 dealer's choice, 6-handed, 870K in the prize pool, 656 runners, 132 remain, 161,000 waiting at the top for the winner. The leader right now is Ptes, number 7, has 366K in chips. Tobias Linkness has 324,000 in chips. Some notables are Maston, Schulman, Arie, Ream, TJ Reed, Benny Glazer for our Team Spacers team, and the Grinder still in it to win it. Event number 21 has a start of day 1 at 2 p.m. That is the $1,500 pot limit Omaha High Low 8 or better tournament. Some of the other winners at the WSOP yesterday was event number 15, $600 PLO deep stack. The winner was Philip Artie. He took home 171,000. Randy Jacks, what a terrible last name, took home 114,000 in second place. Event number 13, the $1,500 six-handed no limit tournament was won by Hong Hao, I believe. Zhang took home 346,000. Harlan Karnofsky took home 230,000. Notable Justin Arwin took home 8th place for 35,000. Cherish Andrews finished 12th for 21,000, and Big Hooney took 13th with 21,000. Event number 14 also finished yesterday. That was the $1,500 mixed PLO high low big O tournament. Justin Liberto took home 265,000 for winning that tournament. Chris Lee took second for 176,000, and our Andrew Barber took home 7,000 for his 34th finish. So congratulations to all those winners, and good luck. Good luck to all those that are still in it to win it. Whew, that was all a mouthful. Anybody got anything they want to bring up? There's been a lot going on, and it's, now's the time to bring it up. Isaac, how about you, buddy?
Oh man, I'm just still kind of reading from all the stories and everything. I love the way that Robert tells stories, and
I know, me too.
the era that he lived through is like whoa, you know, just taking all that in. And when he said that he may have known who the real fucking Ginger from Casino was, that was kind of mind blowing, yo. Like
Yeah,
that was mind,
yeah.
that's pretty crazy.
She
It's
started
so fun.
she started
two
off
people I
as a
would have liked to.
waitress too, Isaac. She was a waitress and she had actually made enough money. She owned her own home when she was married. She didn't obviously have as much money as Ace, set aside for her.
Yeah,
But like she had her own home, she had her own shit going on. She was hustling at a casino, and she was untouchable. They were like,
fucking
okay,
amazing.
you're bringing in high rollers, you're getting them to spend money.
Exactly. Like now you have people in like super suitsy kind of positions doing the exact same thing that she was doing. Like it's fucking nuts. But
Yeah.
yeah, I was curious
Hey,
about
watch your
if
mouth,
he.
man.
Yeah,
Oh,
watch your mouth.
oh yeah,
Sherry's watching.
yeah, 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 yeah. It actually
If
occurred to
I
me
get
that I
warned,
said
you
that
get
to him
warned.
before he left.
We're going down
Hey,
together.
yeah, yeah. Hey, I said it to
Shut
him
the
before
fuck
he
up,
left.
Champy.
There you go. You got her. Oh, see, there we go. That's what I'm
Oh,
talking
shit.
about. Yeah.
Okay, you guys, I'm going to interject that Tammy wrote down that in the chat that they were from Huntsville, Alabama. Karen, just an FYI.
Huntsville. There you go. Oh, so the
From
other thing
Hunts.
that I was gonna say, share was I wanted to ask him, but I forgot at the moment if he had like Sam Farha stories because I don't know enough about Sam Farha.
Oh, we'll have to save that question for the next time he stops in.
Yeah, because I was like Sam Farha would have been one of the people. I love what he
Yeah.
was saying about Bobby Baldwin. I always thought Bobby was also another fascinating figure. Is another fascinating
Yes.
figure too. So
Yes.
hella dope. But yo, Trampy, I can relate with the cussing, my brother.
All right. There was somebody that wrote on Facebook that they were. I'm going to try to go over to Facebook to see if she responded to me because I did ask her for some extra details and she has not. So I'm not going to say what her name is, but anyway, she posted in a Facebook post yesterday that um, she had a bad experience at the poker table at the WSOP. A man was mad that she beat him in a hand. And in the post, she put that he threw his cards in her face. And so I asked for clarity because, sometimes we're hyped up about something. Um, you know, so I asked her, did the cards actually hit you in the face? I just wanted clarity. Um, and I haven't heard back from her, but she's probably still sleeping because it's Vegas time. But anyway, I am curious about that. I would like to know some more details. And I also asked her if there was any discipline action after he did that, because I would be curious as to the fallout from that for sure. Definitely don't like to hear that. It's not a good look for any of us, and certainly nobody should feel threatened physically at a poker table. There's nothing going on in those hands that's so important that should be throwing stuff at somebody else. Once had a guy throw his chips at me because I won him. I beat him in a hand, and he was being a real smartass. Like as the hand went on, and then when we went to showdown, he hurried up and turned his cards out over and said something real sassy like, "Oh, I've got you beat. I've got this or that." And I went, "Oh, no, 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 no. You don't have me beat." And I turned over a better hand. And he was so mad. He literally picked up all of his chips because we were both all in and threw them at me, and he got kicked out, of course. But anyway, like I shouldn't have to put up with that. Like I beat you in a card hand. Like calm down. Like it's not that big of a deal. But anyway,
Sherry, I've been in multiple fist fights just playing cards, not talking shit, just literally not saying anything and just playing the way that I do.
well,
Multiple fist
I
fights.
listen. I've witnessed those virtual fist fights with you playing online, so I don't doubt it's true. I do not doubt that statement is true. And I laugh every time that somebody's having an oyster over what you're doing at the poker table. Cause I'm like, well, he's taking your chips, so he's doing something right. Like, I'm not sure what the problem is, but yeah. Anyway, so I do want to get a little bit more about that story for sure. I never like to hear anybody, and you could call it an attack. I don't know what you call it, being, having something thrown at them at a table. It's just not right. So hopefully we'll get some more details. Hey, don't forget Jamie Kurtzstetter's new game at the Palms is going to happen tonight. That Rivals Cash game at the Palms starts tonight. I'm really looking forward to that because I think if they go about it the right way, which I believe Jamie will and so will Matt and their production crew, I really think that that could be a hit of a show. I love the whole concept. Anybody got any comments? Sorry, I got distracted for a second.
Oh, you had
Um,
me worried. I thought we was gonna, take
oh no, no,
three.
no. I'm sorry. I got distracted by a sec. I've got a lot of shit going on, as you guys know. So somebody came in and was showing me something. So sorry about that. But tonight's lineup for that game is Nikki Limo, Nick Rigby, Roger Nahum, Wolfgang, and Johan Allendy. Now, the alternates are Tyler Patterson, Patrick Harvey, and Iris Liu. And then the rivalry is Jared Jaffe and Mike. Is it? Forget how to say it. Dentali. ASG, where are you? I know you know how to say this guy's
Mike
name.
Tentali.
Dentali. Thank you. And then the alternate rival is Berkey. So it's going to be interesting to see if they all get to play, if some of them end up not getting to play, the alternates or not. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this is going to be done.
Can you explain how this works again?
Yes.
I came in like only part of it. Yeah.
Yes. So I'm going to read the original tweet from Jamie Kurtzetter, which got the ball rolling because this is her baby, so to speak. So on May the 5th, she wrote a tweet that said, casting 6 players for a new show being rolled out in 1 month. There are incentives, and then there was a money bag. Looking for pairs who are exes, rivals, parentheses, sports/reality TV, well known players who have a beef. Suggestions are welcome. Who do you want to watch fight to the death? And then playing cards, of course. So I actually submitted Alan and Savage because I thought they would be fun. And then I think I also put um, I put 2 other suggestions, I think. I can't remember. I'd have to go back and look at it. But anyway, so the premise is to have people that, in real life have beefs, so to speak, or rivalries, or their exes, and put them at the poker table with incentives. So what happens is if I'm playing you, ASG, and you're my rival, at the end of the cash session, whichever one of us has the bigger stack is the winner, so to speak. And then the winner gets the other person's stack. So, quite a fun concept. And according to Savage, before they're going to try to do some like pre-game stirring of the pot. So trying to like restir the memories and the emotions about whatever the rivalry is, so that when they're at the table, they'll be kind of riled up as to the memories of what the beef really is between them, the 2 people. So I'm looking forward to it. I think the concept is fun. The people that are the rivals, like tomorrow's going to be Ryan DePaulo and the Trooper, and then on the 6th it's going to be Kelly Minkin and Lily Coletto. So looking forward to it for sure. Berkey's going to be the alternate rival for the first 2 nights only. Go
So
ahead.
the
Whoever.
last few hands, if I'm like not, if I don't have as much as the other person, I should just be blind shoving.
Well, that's one way of doing it, isn't it? I mean,
Am I understanding the rules properly? That
yeah,
would be a strategy.
yeah, it would be a strategy. I mean, we don't know all the rules. I'm not going to claim to know all the rules. That's just the loose understanding I have of it. And hopefully, when we tune in, they're going to go over the rules so that we'll have a full slate of them. But Yeah, I mean, I think what you're saying is correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fun. Like, I really am looking forward to it for sure. Did anybody hear about the Paris not having water yesterday? Rob Perelman tweeted out that there was no water at the parish yesterday. And so I asked Kevin Mathers, and he said he's not staying there, so he doesn't know. Um, so I don't know if they got water back or what at Paris. That was the first I'd heard of it.
Paris always has issues with water or something.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, really.
Oh yeah, I'll never forget first time I was 23. Yeah, 23. First time I had cash, I was playing a daily, right? Like one of the last ones. And we get out,
Right.
and it's dead everywhere in the horseshoe, pretty much. So we start walking over towards the Paris, the little restaurant row right there.
Yeah.
Whoa, the smell, yo, was bad.
Oh, yeah. 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 Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Me out to Paris,
Yeah.
gotta tell you.
Yeah, and it gets bad sometimes. And they're not the only one. I've been other places in Vegas and that has happened as well. And I'm sure it has to do with the old infrastructure, right? So hopefully they'll continue to update. I don't know.
Hmm.
Okay, I see Maureen down in the audience. I don't know if she can come join us or not because I know she was working, but she had sent or retweeted a video, um, a Moneymakers, I think it's Moneymakers vlog video actually. And at around the 6 minute mark, let's see, Moneymaker is talking with Robert Mizrachi, and he actually said that Rob Kuhn had said that they're going to start like the WSOP. Now, trust me, I don't have any details. I'm bringing it up to try to, get the details. But what Moneymaker is saying is that Rob Kuhn told him that the WSOP is going to start blackballing or banning the pros from playing that are associated with the patches that have been banned and not letting the players play. Um, the whole conversation they were having was like, wait, what? Where is this all coming from? Like, and one of the players who I have time to identify said that he really didn't want to, like, he was like staying away from the topic. And they were like, no, we're just having a general discussion. And he's like, look, they might make me end up taking this hoodie off. And, and actually he was kind of implying like, I don't want to talk about it. Like, I don't want to get in trouble. Like, don't ask me any questions. It kind of felt like, um, so I don't know. You guys maybe listen to that. We could talk about it again tomorrow. It's like just look at. I may have retweeted it. If not, it's on Maureen's feed. She definitely tweeted it and tells you to. I think it's at the 6 minute mark to listen into the conversation. It's a mind like it's yeah, crazy conversation being recorded. Honestly, um, yeah. Did you listen to that, ASG?
No, this is the first time hearing of it.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. I highly recommend listening to it. I would like, let's try to circle back to that tomorrow. Speaking of tomorrow, don't forget Ilsa Zolti is going to be in here talking about mindsets and uh, performance coaching and hypnotherapist. She's going to hypnotize us. So don't forget to come and join us. Go ahead, Isaac.
Yeah, that's crazy how much repercussion there has been from all that stuff WPT Gold was doing last year.
Yeah.
It's kind of getting like progressively worse.
Yeah, it's getting out of hand almost like I don't even know how to judge it because we're getting like half information here, half information there, and what is gossip and what is the truth, and um, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot, but people are also a little panicked because we don't know like where the new line in the sand is, especially with retweeting stuff. Like put out, we need an official notice, I think, that hey, now we're going to be doing this. So here's our guidelines. If you're outside of our guidelines, then we're going to block you. Yeah, you just
But
got
that
to
one
give
thing
some
you just said
direction.
about like them not wanting WPT players, the one person that stands out the most to me is Phil Ivey.
Right.
That'd be
I
some
mean,
shit. If they were hating on Ivy coming in and playing, like that'd be some shit.
I just and I think part of it is just a mix of facts and gossip. And it's that old, telephone game, right? And so that's why I keep bringing stuff up and asking questions in hopes that we can like kind of get to the bottom of it and get to the truth of the matter. Um, I am concerned about the blocking thing because I feel like people are doing things innocently, things that they've done before and there was no problem, and now it's a problem, and they didn't know it was a problem until they were blocked. I think that's something that needs to be looked at for sure and addressed. I mean, how are they going to know that they shouldn't do that now? Osmosis? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I am too. I don't know. I don't know what to say about it, but I just think we need to do better and figure out a way to inform people before we block them. Because people, like I said, have been doing it for a long time. I don't know what's going on at the area today. Oh, they've got 11 o'clock, $800 seniors no limit game and a 7 p.m. $300 no limit game over at the area. That seniors event is a 200,000 guarantee. Nice. What's going on at the Orleans today? 11 a.m. is a mega stack, $400 buy-in. 12 p.m. is a triple stud championship, $600 buy-in. 4 p.m. is their toe, which is a $240 buy-in. And at 6 p.m. is their nightly monster stack, $200 buy-in. And I'm looking because Robert said that the registration was kind of low yesterday at the Nugget for that. What was it? That Tours tournament was at 7 p.m. That was a $250 buy-in. Over at the Orleans yesterday at 12 p.m., they had an eight or a PLO eight or better championship. It was a $600 buy-in. So you're, splitting the audience, so to speak, with those being on the same day. 5 hours apart. I don't know. I don't play mixed games, so I don't know if that really made a difference or not. So if somebody can speak on that, please do. Over at South Point today, let's see, today's Thursday at 10 a.m. is a $120 no limit tournament, 15K guarantee. At 2:30 p.m. is the day two of their $300,000 multi-day tournament. And at 6:10 p.m. is their $200 deep stack, 20K guarantee. And at 10:10 is a $120 buy-in. And that's their turbo bounty. And bounties are $25, and that's a 4K guarantee. So that's what's going on. ASG, did you have something?
I didn't, but did yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to find.
That's okay.
Okay, looks like I did hit it. So yeah, I thought I might have had something, but it looks like it hit. So yep. Because there was concern about the win hitting their 1.5 million guarantee, but I saw it looks like
They made it.
they made it.
Oh, good for them. Good for them. Not good for the players because, of course, everybody likes a good overlay, right? But good for the win. It's hard for the operators to justify poker, let alone not make a guarantee and have to still justify poker. So, for their sake, you hope that they make the
Yeah,
guarantees.
they had 662 entries with 2 fights left in their 1100 to 1.5 million guarantee, and then they had looks like 800 entries in that second to last fight. So they yeah they more than had all the previous fights just in that one fight. So they ended with looks like a little over 1,700 entrants with most
Nice.
coming on that one flight. So I guess a lot of people came into that one flight and not as much on the others. That's always interesting to see.
Right. And word was getting out there's an overlay. So now everybody rushes over there. Now there's no overlay.
Yeah, now there's no overlay, so then the last fight doesn't get as many people. So
It's a little bit of a circle, isn't it?
it
A little
ended
bit
with
of
looks like 1.8 million in the prize pool.
good for them. Good for them. I'm going to give some winners around town. Lawrence Wolf took down the Golden Nuggets seniors event for 11,000. Tiffany Bankus took down their 1 p.m. No Limit tournament for 4,000, and Jody Peary took down their Tours tournament, and they did not give a dollar amount in the tweet. So congrats to those winners over at the Golden Nugget. Venetian, their $1,100 Big O Bounty tournament, seventh place person was Juan Lampria, took home 5,500, and via a four-way chop, Jason Lane took down that tournament, the silver coin, and $48,000 in winnings. Over at the Aria, Daniel William chopped the $800 no limit tournament for 22,000, and that was his last ditch effort to play a tournament before he headed back to the UK. So he stuffed his suitcases with $22,000 and made his way home. So congrats to him and the rest of the winners around town for sure. Um, how fun is that? Oh, my plane leaves. Let me go ahead and play this last tournament and then wins the thing. I love it. I love it. All right, you guys, I'm going to go around the horn, see if anybody has anything. If not, we're going to end it and enjoy our Thursday. There's lots going on. If you're on the Green Visor Phase 7 crew, we have a game tonight, a tier game tonight. There's another tier game on Saturday as well as a normal game. So I'm excited about those things. But I'm really excited to be home because I am road beat and I have a million things to do, of course. My daughter's in town. I haven't seen her yet. I won't see her probably till tomorrow. Their competition starts tomorrow, but her team will play on Saturday. So looking forward to that. And my peach stand opens this weekend. So looking forward to that. And I have somebody that wants to come over and look at all my furniture because they're buying a rental home to lease out. And they need to furnish it. And I was like, I think I may be your one-stop shop. Come on over. So I may be eating off of paper plates and folding tables for the next 6 or 8 months. But hey, if I can move that stuff quick, why not? You got to strike when the iron's hot, as they say. Karen, I don't know if you're still there, if you're streaming, so I'm going to go with you first to give you an opportunity. And if you can't, no
Hey,
problem.
I'm still here.
Oh,
I missed a little
perfect.
bit, but I'm back. Yeah, so I need to see you. I forgot about
Oh,
peaches.
no.
Peaches being in season. And of course I need to see you.
She just wants me for my peaches like everyone else. Yeah, this will be the first weekend. So they had a freeze of the early peaches, and that's why we delayed until this weekend to start. So I think they're Ruby Princes this weekend. Should be good. They're not, the season. Okay, just in case you never heard me talk about this before, the early peaches are the more tart peaches. And as the season goes on, the variety of peaches come into season, so to speak. And then they get sweeter and bigger and juicier. So the early peaches, like right now, this should be a sweet, not too tart of a peach. But as the season goes on, they'll get sweeter. So, yep, we'll definitely get you some peaches, Karen.
I need some goddamn peaches, yo.
No. Let me tell you, if I could only get them to Vegas. I tried that one time. I think I told y'all.
Yo,
I
yeah.
took a 25-pound box of peaches and put it in my carry-on case. Big, beautiful, beautiful peaches. They were so yummy. And when I got there, they were all bruised and brown because they were in a closed container, and that makes them ripen faster. And so I was eating peaches by the case because I couldn't give them away, but I wouldn't let them go to waste either. So they were delish, but yeah, they don't travel well. Sorry. So ASG would, oh, go ahead, Isaac.
No, I was just saying tragedy, and I know the vibes because I remember the last time I went to Texas, I actually bought some to bring them back with me to California,
Yeah.
and yeah, they barely made it, and that was with them being open and everything. They're
Yeah.
very finicky fruit, but damn, they're so good when they're right.
So good.
Yeah,
Like, I'm so happy. We're going to pick them up in the morning, and I'm like, oh my God. And the thing is, they're right off the tree. They're going to be picked either this afternoon or early in the morning before we go get them. And so they're tree ripened, but I like them a little softer. So I'll probably have one tomorrow just because I'm desperate for a peach. But really, by Sunday, they'll be really good. Like, oh my God.
goddamn.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
peach FOMO is so real.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, I can't wait. Like, I love peach season. And when I move across country, the only thing somebody said, well, you could sell peaches, your peach stand there. And I'm like, yeah, I have had Washington State peaches before, and they are delicious. No doubt about it. But they're still not a Georgia peach. And so I'm like, you know what? For the first time since 1988 was the first year I found a peach stand on the side of the road, and we moved here in 87. In 1988 is when I started eating Georgia peaches, and so I'm gonna miss them. Believe me, I am going to miss
Oh
them.
my god! And what I was curious about this. I mean, so obviously the peach stand will not continue once you move, because
Right, right.
now
Yep.
how about the rock stand?
Oh my God, I didn't give you guys a rock update.
That's
The
what I.
lady,
Come on now.
the lady came back. I have no rocks left. She bought the whole rest of the pile.
Wow.
We sold every last rock. I'm like, don't have a garage sale, have a rock sale, people.
I'm
If you live in the state of Georgia, have a fucking rock sale. I promise you, we sold that whole stash of rocks on the driveway.
positive,
Can you imagine?
positive EV right there.
It's hilarious. Like, we are so laughing at this story about these rocks. Like, all of us are. Like, the whole family are memeing it up, gifting it up and everything. Because the most popular item at our garage sale was the pile of rocks. And we've actually sold the entire pile of rocks.
Amazing.
It's insane. It's insane, Isaac. Oh, God. It's insane. It's so funny.
Hell yeah.
It's and we had to cover him until she could come get him so that the other guy wouldn't come because remember, we told him if he wanted some more, he could just come and get him and put the money under the thing on our front porch.
Yep.
And so then we're like, well, we got to cover him and put like a note on it saying these are sold, you can't have any, so that he doesn't come when we're not here and get them. So it's like, what are we doing for this pile of rocks is crazy.
Amazing.
Oh, it's so funny, dude. It's so funny. Oh my God. Yeah. If I wasn't living it, I wouldn't believe it, but we have a rock story for sure.
Hell
We
yeah.
have a rock story. All right, you guys, let's sign off. Anybody, Isaac, you got anything, buddy?
You already said it for me, so we're good.
Perfect. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody that tuned in. Always a delight to talk with Robert Turner, the chip burner, for sure. I love when he gives us some time, and today was it. Love it. And of course, enjoyed Joey's coaching session this morning. If you didn't hear it, it's in part one before the rug got pulled in the space. So I'm going to probably post both of them on my YouTube channel, and I'll probably title the first part as like Joey's lesson, and then because normally I wouldn't post the first part, I would just go with the second because it's a longer, but I don't want anybody to miss that lesson. It's important. So it will stay up for sure. So appreciate everybody that's tuned in. If you're tuning in the future, I appreciate you as well. Have a great day. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday.
Yep.
Do I have my days mixed up? Was I saying Ilsa? Wait a minute.
No.
Is Ilsa?
I thought you said.
Is she coming tomorrow or Saturday? Have I messed up myself? Wait.
Well, hold on.
Have I?
It was supposed to kind of be a back-to-back thing when we talked about it yesterday. So that's a great
I'm
question.
s- honestly, you guys, I'm so road beat. My brain is tired. Like I am weary. Like for real.
Go get some
All right.
rest.
Well,
Put out the announcement later. It's okay.
but I want to make sure I put the no, she's here Friday. Okay, she's here Friday, and we're not having a Papa Poker Saturday. That's what it is. Okay. But
Okay.
for some reason, I think earlier I said she was going to be here Saturday, thinking tomorrow is Saturday. Okay, you guys, sorry. Ilsa Zolti is going to be with us tomorrow, Friday. Mindset, performance training, hypnotherapist. It's going to be fun. She's a delight for sure. So thank you again. Have a great day. If you're on the felt, good luck. If not, touch that grass, folks. Much love. Appreciate you. Bye.